Alrighty, welcome to this video. In this tutorial, we are going to talk about Turnitin. This is the first video in all the training videos that we're going to have here, and we need to talk a little bit. It's just kind of, just what Turnitin is and what we need to be aware of. So here's their website if you want to go take a look at it. You'll see as we go through these videos, you'll never need to go to their website. It's all done in Brightspace. But this is their website just in case you want to take a look at it. But there's just some housekeeping things we need to go through first. So what is Turnitin? Basically, it's a plagiarism checker. When students turn in papers, turn in assignments, you're going to use Turnitin. It goes out there and it checks the student's paper and it compares it against all this huge database of millions of papers and projects and things to see if they're copying anyone. So like it says here, it's an originality checker, right? So anyway, so that's basically what it is. It's going to compare the students' essays with newspapers, magazines, books. If it finds the similarities, it will show you, and then it's going to be up to you to kind of figure out if it was plagiarized or not. Okay, and that's why this is a big one here. Just because it says it matches things doesn't mean they plagiarized. It just means that they found something that's similar to what they turned in. Okay, so that's what it is. Another thing that to be aware of, if you're going to use Turnitin, it's something you should disclose in your syllabus. Okay, you should let the students know just so they're aware of everything they turn in is going to be used and it's submitted to Turnitin. Okay, the amount that it takes, the couple of tests that I've done, it's actually been pretty quick. It's been less than a couple minutes, 2 or 3 minutes. This says it takes anywhere from 5 to 10. I haven't had that happen yet. But it just, and also if the paper is larger, it's going to take more time. If you resubmit the report, it's going to take up to 24 hours. So you can, when they turn something in, you can turn it into Turnitin, turn it into Turnitin. You can, submit it to Turnitin, and then get the report back. Then you can turn it back in if you want to have another report generated, but that'll take 24 hours. So interpreting it, right, it's just going to tell you the matches that it found. It's going to give you a percentage. You'll see this in the future videos here that kind of, it'll give you kind of an idea of how much of the paper has been pulled from other sources. And you can use that to figure out if plagiarism was used or not. Okay, paper length, it needs to contain a minimum of 25 words and it needs to be under 40 megabytes. Okay, and that's approximately 2 million characters. I don't know if they're going to have papers that long. Hopefully not, right? Less than 400 pages in length. Okay, and they shouldn't contain spaces in between every letter like that. Okay, it supports Word documents, PDFs, HTML pages, RTFs, rich text files, I think is what that stands for, PowerPoints, or just plain text. Plain text would be stuff done in like Notepad. Unsupported, so they can't do these, Microsoft Works, so .wps files, Apple Pages, spreadsheets created outside of Excel, so Google Sheets. Not sure if it would support like OpenOffice or those free Microsoft Office clones, right? Not sure, but just stick with the Microsoft stuff. And then any GDoc files, so Google Docs, right? Okay. When you resubmit, the previous version of the file is going to be overwritten. Just be aware of that. Okay, and then, again, like we already talked about, your discretion should be used. A match, right, just means that the student used the same words as some other source. Okay, it could be commonly used words. It doesn't mean that they plagiarized. So you got to make sure that you at least look into that to make sure before you start throwing stones, right? Okay, also, the stuff that they reference and their references or bibliography pages are going to show up as matches as well. But you'll also see there's options that you can do to exclude those from the report. But just be aware when they cite resources or cite different references and stuff, it'll show up on the report. Okay, so you can use that to see if they cited it correctly or gave credit like they should have. Okay, they can also plagiarize themselves. If they submit something and turn it in, and then a semester or quarter later they turn in another paper where they use similar wording or it's a similar topic, it may show up that they are plagiarizing themselves. So that's something to take a look at as well. Okay. So yeah, in other words, just because it says they plagiarized doesn't mean they did. Make sure you go in there and take a look and make sure that they did indeed or they didn't. If you have questions, contact me, right? The local trainers, if I don't know, we'll figure out who does. If you're having technical issues with Turnitin, contact the help desk, okay, or put in a ticket. Okay, and the last thing is the support. This is Turnitin support. This is their support on their actual website. Okay, so that's kind of the housekeeping items. Now that we've gone over those, let's get into Brightspace and show you how to use it.